Okay, can you all see my screen? If you all are able to see, can just show a thumbs up. If you're able to see, just show a thumbs up. Yes, very good. Okay, now this is next lesson. Okay, unit number 4, Krishna and Sudama. Okay. Yes. Okay, now let us read. I want you all to just follow what I'm reading. I will also explain the lesson. Okay, first, as young boys, Krishna and Sudama were students in Sandipani's ashram. Okay, so Krishna, you all know Lord Krishna, right? Okay, so he and one more child named Sudama, both of them, where were they studying? They were studying in Sandipani's ashram. In olden days, okay, students, okay, children like you all, they never used to go to a school and come back home. Where they were sent? They were sent to ashrams where they would live with the teacher and they would help the teacher. They would also learn. Okay, that is called as an ashram. So who were the two boys who were the students of Sandipani's ashram? It was Krishna and Sudama. The Guru said, Sudama, you are saying the shlokas very well or so well. Okay, what are shlokas, children? They are the prayers from the Sanskrit. They are Sanskrit prayers. Okay, so what did the Guru say? Guru said, Sudama, you are saying the shlokas so well. Many years passed. Sudama remained a poor man. Krishna became the Lord of Dwaraka. Okay, so as after they studied, they came out of the ashram, and then what happened? Many years went by, and what happened to both of them, Sudama and Krishna? Sudama still remained to be a poor man, while Krishna, he went on to be the king of Dwaraka. Okay, once Sudama's wife begged him to go to Dwaraka and ask his friend to help him. Okay, so who was Sudama's, what did Sudama's wife tell him? Sudama's wife told him, see, we are so poor here, we are not able to give food even for our children. Okay, at least for that sake, you go to Lord Krishna or go to Dwaraka and ask your friend. Who was Sudama's friend? It was Lord Krishna. Okay, so what does she say? You go to your friend and ask him for help. All right, but I can't ask him for anything. So what does Sudama say? He says, fine, I will go and meet my friend and come, but I will not ask him for any help. Okay, he says, as a friend, I will go and meet my friend and come, but I wouldn't go and ask him for any help. Okay, you all can see Sudama's family here, right? Sudama, then you can see his wife and then 3 children. Okay, Sudama set out on his journey to Dwaraka, carrying a small gift for his friend. The gift was poha, which Krishna used to love. Okay, so what happened after he tells his wife? What does he do? He starts off his journey towards Dwaraka. Okay, and then he carries a small gift. Every time when we go to visit a relative's house, we still carry some fruits and some fruits and sweets or kara, something like that we take and go, right? The same way here, what did Sudama do? He also took a small gift for his friend. So what was the gift that he took? The gift was poha. What is poha? Poha is nothing but the flattened rice, the puffed rice. You all know this, what do you call this? Puri, right? Especially during Dasara, they give others, right? Okay, that one, this is avalaki. Avalaki is nothing but the puffed rice with which your mummy or your parents, they will make chitrana using puffed rice or the avalaki. Okay, so this is something which Lord Krishna liked very much. So what did Sudama do? He carried little bit of this poha for his friend as a gift. Okay, in Dwaraka, Sudama met his friend Krishna. Come, dear friend, I have told my wife Rukmini all about you. Sudama also was happy to see his dear childhood friend. Okay, so once Sudama reaches the palace, what did Krishna say? He says, come, dear friend. When you see your friend after a long time, what do you all do? You all go hug each other and you'll say how much you all missed each other, right? Okay, and you would also talk about how you all used to spend your time before. Okay, the same way here, even Krishna also, he says, come dear friend, I have told my wife Rukmini all about you. So what has, once Krishna gets to know that his friend Sudama is coming to meet him, he tells his wife all about Sudama, how they were studying together, what all they used to do when they were small children. So he says, I've already informed my wife and we're all waiting to see you. Okay, so Sudama also was happy to see his dear childhood friend. Okay, so even Sudama also was equally happy to see his friend after a long time. Okay, Krishna saw that his friend had brought him a gift. What is this? He asked. Sudama replied, you have everything. This is some poha that my wife made for you. Okay, so Krishna, he also sees that Sudama was carrying some gift for him. So he asks him, what is this gift? That time, what does Sudama say? He says, you are the king, you have everything. There's nothing that you do not have, right? But then this is some poha that my wife has made for you, because that Sudama's wife knew that Lord Krishna liked poha. Okay, so when she asks Sudama to go and meet Krishna, she also packs a little bit of poha which she had, and she asked him to give it to Krishna. Okay, so that was the gift which Sudama gave Krishna. Okay, Krishna was so happy that his friend had remembered his favorite poha. He began to eat, but Rukmini stopped. She said, don't finish everything. Leave some for us. Okay. So what does Rukmini do when Krishna sees that, when Krishna was feeling so happy. Why was Krishna happy? Because his friend Sudama had remembered that his favorite food was poha, and he brings the poha for him. Okay, so as soon as he sees the poha, what does he do? He starts eating, correct? But then immediately what does his wife do? She stops and she says, don't finish everything, keep some for us also. Okay, Krishna and Sudama sat for a while and remembered their younger days. Okay, so after Krishna eats the poha and then keeps some for his wife, okay, then what do they both do, Krishna and Sudama? They sit and they start talking to each other. What do they talk? They start talking about stories about what happened when they were small and they were studying. Okay, Sudama stayed with his friend for a few days. He was ready to set back home. Don't forget us, Sudama, said Krishna. Sudama left without asking Krishna for his help. He felt he was lucky to have a friend like Krishna. Okay, so what happened here? Sudama for a few days he stayed with his friend. Okay, and then when he was ready to go home, what does Krishna say? He says, Sudama, don't forget us. Okay, Sudama, he left without asking Krishna for his help. Okay, like the way he had told his wife that he will not ask any help to Krishna, same way Sudama comes, he sees his friends, has some time with him, spends some time with him, and then he goes back. He does not ask Krishna for any help. He felt he was lucky to have a friend like Krishna. So he did not want to ask anything more from Krishna. Okay, so he just leaves and he goes. Sudama reached home after a long journey. He had a surprise. His small home was now a palace. His wife and children rushed out to greet him joyfully. All this is because of your friend. Thanks to Lord Krishna, said Sudama's wife. Okay, so here, though Sudama did not open his mouth and ask Lord Krishna for any help, Krishna did know that Sudama was in trouble, right? So what did he do? He did go forward and help Sudama. What happened? They were living in a small house, right? But when Sudama comes back, he sees a nice big palace. Okay, and then his children and his wife, they come rushing towards him to greet him. And then what do they tell Sudama? They say that all this luxury that we've got now is because of your friend Lord Krishna. Okay, So this shows the depth of the friendship between Krishna and Sudama. Though Sudama did not ask anything. Okay, so Sudama did not go and tell, see, I'm still poor, I need help, I need this or that. He did not open his mouth and say anything to his friend, right? But Krishna did know what was the situation of Sudama, and what did he do? He moved forward and he helped him. Okay, he made sure that they were no more living in a state where they could not afford anything. Okay, so now they were living happily after Sudama went and he met his friend. Okay, hope all of you all understood the story. Okay, now we will be. Yes, did you all understand the story, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Now I'm going
ma'am.
to ask a few questions here. I do not want everyone to unmute without me telling you all. Okay. Now can I have Inchara to answer? Inchara, you can unmute. The rest of you all kindly do not unmute. Okay. I want only Inchara to unmute. Inchara? Yes. Inchara,
Yes, ma'am.
who were the two friends in this story? Can you name them?
Inna sare express, ma'am.
Explain.
Okay, I will
Express.
explain this lesson once again. Okay, I'm going to mute everyone again, and then I'll just give you all the gist of the story first. Okay, and then I will ask you all the question. Okay, this story is about
Okay.
and Sudama. Okay,
Yes,
who were
ma'am.
the two friends here? The two friends were Krishna and Sudama. So where did Krishna and Sudama study? They studied in an ashram, right? So which ashram was that? It was,
Awesome.
yes, it was,
Ashram.
okay.
Means school, ma'am.
So where did Krishna and Sudama study? They studied in Sandipani's ashram. Sudama was very good in one thing. What was that? Even his guru also praised him. For what did Guru praise, or for what did Guru say? Very good, Sudama. So what did he tell? Because he remembered and he used to say all the shlokas. Okay. Yes, Sudama, he was very good in shlokas, that is these prayers. Okay, so he used to recite those prayers very well. Okay, now after Krishna and Sudama, they finished with their ashram, finished with their studies. What happened? Krishna moved forward and then he became the lord of which place? He became the king of which place?
Brindavan.
Of Dwaraka, or the king of Dwaraka. Okay, but Sudama, he was still poor. Okay, he was still poor. He was still a priest in a temple. Okay, now here, if you see, if you go little more depth into the story, you will also know that Sudama was in a temple and they did not have enough food for the family. Okay, and Sudama had 3 children and food was not enough for them. So what did his wife do? She says, even if as parents, if we don't have food, it's okay, but for at least for our children's sake, please go to Lord Krishna and ask him for some help. Okay, so she says, Sudama, she tells Sudama, you please go and ask Krishna to help us. Okay, but Sudama says, yes, I will go and meet my friend, but I will not ask him for any alms. Okay, I will not go and ask Krishna to help us, but yes, I will go and meet Krishna. Okay, so and Sudama's wife, she remembers that Sudama had told him that Krishna liked poha or the stuffed rice. Okay, the avalaki. So what does she do? She goes and she gets a little bit of avalaki. She puts in a cloth, ties it, and then she sends it along with Sudama to give it to Lord Krishna. Okay, so when Sudama goes to the palace to meet Krishna, so where does Sudama go? He goes to Dwaraka to meet Lord Krishna. Okay, so when he goes to meet Krishna, he takes and happily he goes and he hugs his friend. He's seeing his friend after a long time, right? Okay, so he goes and then he hugs his friend. He calls him inside. Okay, and then they start talking. And then Krishna also notices that Sudama had brought some gift for him, right? So what was that gift that Sudama has? What was that gift? Who remembers? Yes. Yes. So Sudama carries little bit of poha for Krishna as a gift, and then Krishna is feeling very happy. Why was he happy? Because he is happy because Sudama remembered that poha is something which Krishna liked very much, and without forgetting, he's brought him that. Okay, and then when he starts eating, who comes and who stops Krishna?
Rukmani.
Very good. Who's Rukmini? Yes, Rukmini is Krishna's wife. Okay, Rukmini is Krishna's wife. So what does Rukmini tell? She says, Krishna, we all know that you like poha very much and your friend has brought it for you, but don't finish off everything and we also. Okay, so she said, eat but keep even for us. Okay, so Krishna, what does he do? He eats little, he keeps, and then they both, Krishna and Sudama, they start talking about their childhood stories. They start talking. Remember, all this happened when we were studying in school, right? When you meet your friends, that's what you will talk right now after this long lockdown. Once if the school reopens, when you meet your friends, all of you will start talking, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We were studying in UKG, now we are in first standard. All of you all will talk, no? Yes? Okay, the same way, even Krishna and Sudama also, what he did, they also were talking. When we were studying, all this and all happened, they also started talking. Okay, like this, few days went by. Sudama spent few days in Krishna's palace. After that, time came when Sudama had to leave. When you go to someone's house, you cannot stay there permanently, right? You have to leave and you have to come back to your place. So what does Sudama do? He also leaves and goes back to his house. Okay, so he says, okay, bye Krishna and everything. They bid farewell. But Sudama does not ask Krishna for any help. He does not show that he is in a poor state. Okay, so he just says bye and then he goes back home. But what was the surprise that was waiting for Sudama when Sudama comes home? When Sudama comes home, his small hut had turned into a huge palace, right? And who did this? Who helped Sudama? It was
Krishna.
Lord Krishna. Yes, very good. It was Lord Krishna who helped Sudama. He changed his small house into a big palace and made sure that they had enough food for everyone and they were not going to be poor anymore. Okay, and Sudama was very happy. Okay, imagine when you meet a friend and then when your friend helps you, your friend knows that you need something, but then without you asking, when your friend helps you, you feel very happy, right? The same way Sudama also was very. This shows how the friendship is. Okay, even without asking or even before anyone asks for help. Help. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Before that, does anyone have any doubt? Anyone has any doubt? Anyone who's not understood the story? Anyone? Charvi, did you understand?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. And Chara, did you understand the story?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Very good.
yes
Okay,
ma'am.
I'm going to ask a question. Okay, now I'm going to, I don't want everyone to unmute. Only the ones that I'm calling will unmute. Okay. Kavita, can you unmute yourself? Only Kavita.
क्वेश्चन कर सकते
Sandra, I
हैं
said Kavita. Kavita, can you unmute? Yes, Kavita. Can you tell me who are the two friends in this story?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who are the two friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell me the names, Kavita.
Kavita.
Very good. I know your name is Kavita. Very good. Now we read the lesson about Krishna and Sudama, right? Okay, we read the lesson Krishna and Sudama. In this, there are two of them. It is there in the heading itself. Can you name those two people? What is this?
Sudama, ma'am.
Very good. One of them is Sudama. The other person is?
Krishna, Sudama.
Very good. Krishna. Very good. So the other person is Krishna. So who are the two?
Krishna, Sudama.
Very good. The two people are Krishna and Sudama. Where did
Sudama.
they study? Where did Krishna and Sudama study?
Ashram.
Yes, very good.
Ashram.
Ashram. What is the ashram?
Sandipani Ashram, ma'am.
Very good. They were studying in Sandipani's ashram. Okay. Now, as the days passed by, once they finished studying in ashram, what did Krishna become? He became the Lord of Dwaraka. And what was Sudama? Sudama was still a priest. Okay, he became a priest. Okay. Yes. Now, okay. Now we all know that Sudama was very poor. So what did his wife ask Sudama to do? What did Sudama's wife tell him?
Go help from Krishna.
Very good. She says, go and get some help from Lord Krishna. Okay, so when Sudama was going to travel, before he begins his journey to go to Dwaraka, what was the gift that Sudama's wife packed and gave?
Man.
Poha. Good. Yes. Packed some poha for Krishna. And Krishna and Sudama also goes and reaches the palace. Correct? He reaches the palace. They have a good time. And then when he is coming back, did Sudama ask Krishna for any help? Did Sudama ask Krishna for any help?
No.
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 Sudama did not ask Krishna for any. Okay, he only says okay. He comes back home. But when he reaches home, what did he find? What was the surprise that was waiting for Sudama?
Big palace, ma'am.
Very good. In the place where his house was there.
Ma'am, I can't hear, ma'am.
There. Okay. Can the rest of you all hear me? Children, just show me a thumbs up if you're able to hear.
Ma'am, I can't hear.
Children, if you're not able to hear, please log off and log in again.
Ma'am.
Because, yes, most of them are showing a thumbs up, which means they are able to hear. So if you're not able to hear, please log off and log in. Okay. Yes, Pranav is doing this and this. What does that mean? Are you able to hear, Pranav? Yes. Okay. Now, when Sudama comes back home, he sees that in the place where his small house was there, now a huge palace was there. Okay, and his wife and children come happily running towards him to greet him. And okay, they tell him that all this, okay, the house, everything was because of Lord Krishna. Okay, and Sudama was very happy. Why? Because in spite of not telling Krishna that he was very poor, still Lord Krishna came and helped him. Okay, so this was a surprise that Sudama had when he came back home after visiting his friend Krishna. Okay, anyone has any doubt in this lesson, children?
No, ma'am.
Everyone understand?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I'm going to send you for today's homework. I'm going to send you. I'm going to send
No, ma'am.
I want you to practice reading. Okay? Today's homework is only reading activity. So you have to read. And like I told you, for your FA2 activity, you have to learn the poem Manners. Okay. So by Saturday, okay, by Saturday is the 18th, right? Okay. So by 18th of September, I want everyone to learn the poem by heart, and you have to take a video of you telling the poem without seeing. Okay, please do not pause the video and learn the next line and then tell, because we can make out when you're saying continuously and when you pause and then record. Okay, kindly do not pause the video, and one shot please take the full video and send. Okay, so for your FA2 activity, English activity, you have to learn and say the poem Manners. Okay, children. Okay, and I will be, like I told you, for today's homework, I'm going to send you the screenshot of this lesson. Okay. Now, before we log off, is Nitish be present? No, Nitish is not there, and even Melissa is also not there. Okay, thank you, children.
Ma'am, bye, ma'am.